some interesting news. Seems like everybody wants to be president now, but first, Howard Schultz is a name you might want to get familiar with. Daria Albinger, why is Howard Schultz stepping down of Starbucks such a big deal?
You know what? This really shouldn't surprise anybody. If you think about it, about a year ago, McGraw, he stepped away as CEO of the company to be the chairman of the board because he said he wanted to focus on the social initiatives of Starbucks. Now, for many people who think of Starbucks as a place to get a frappuccino or, some kind of a coffee drink, you're thinking social initiatives. What kind of social initiatives? Well, boy, didn't we find out in the course of a year. And probably not exactly the way Howard Schultz would have wanted to have rolled out those initiatives, but he's just orchestrated what a lot of people say was a very well played out PR move after those two gentlemen in Philadelphia were escorted out of one of the restaurants, and has mentioned that he wants to replicate that Italian coffee house feeling where everybody is included. So it probably shouldn't surprise anybody that Schultz is ready to move on to a different phase in his career, which could include public service.
Was he the one who found Starbucks?
He was. He said when he was traveling in Europe 40 years ago, believe it or not, that he was, he liked that whole European coffee house atmosphere. He said he liked the way that he felt that anybody in the community could step in, could have a drink, a coffee rather. You could stay for a while, and you could feel like you were part of a community. He said he felt that was missing in American society, where we were doing everything on the go, taking everything to go with us, and nobody was really sitting down and talking to each other. So that was his idea. But he also has been very vocal about where he stands on a lot of political issues. So it probably shouldn't surprise anybody that in that letter that he sent out yesterday to not only to his board, but to also to Starbucks customers, that he may be ready to enter the public arena.
I heard something recently about Starbucks that was kind of interesting, and that is that when a Starbucks opens up on a block in a neighborhood or whatever it is, houses within 2 to 3 miles of that Starbucks increase in value.
I can tell you that for certain because I just sold my apartment, and I paid about, I'm going to say, a third less than I sold it for, and the Starbucks opened less than a quarter of a mile away about 6 months ago.
Yeah,
so I can tell you that for certain.
And it rises faster than places where there's not a Starbucks or a Trader Joe's. I thought that was interesting.
Exactly. I mean, I remember my realtor saying to me there are 3 things that you should look for in a neighborhood if you're looking for a neighborhood that's on the rise. One of them is an art gallery. One of them is a certain type of a bar, and the other one is a Starbucks.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So he hasn't officially said he's throwing his hat into the presidential ring.
No, but think about where we are right now. We're heading into mid-2018. Isn't this where we start to see the candidates?
Right.
And when you're ready to throw your hat in the ring, I'm ready to support you.
Well, look, I mean, in all seriousness, I bet you Donald Trump's success has awoken a lot of CEOs' eyes to say that if Donald Trump can do it,
I can do it,
I can do it too.
Yeah.
So
right, absolutely.
We'll have to wait and see. Daria Albinger, ABC News correspondent, a third richer after selling her apartment next to Starbucks. Daria, thanks for checking in. 6:54 here, Big 550 Kate.